Hi, Dirty Girl here with another vintage sales report from eBay and Etsy. This is for the week ending February 1st, 2016. And so I had no sales on eBay, but you know, it's because I'm not listing on eBay very much right now. So, got a list if you want to sell. But so let's talk about Etsy. Etsy, this was another average week for me. Sales were okay. The first thing I sold was this Art Nouveau Edwardian German silver mesh purse from the W.H. Sart company. So I did pay $13 for this at the flea market. I didn't realize the extent of the condition issues, so I paid $13, sold it for $24, so at least I had some profit. And this is a Victorian brooch. It's very ornate with a faux amethyst and some little faux pearls. And I paid $5 for that, and I sold it for $22. And I got it from the flea market. These are some hand-painted porcelain balls. I just use them for decorating. I got these at an estate sale. I paid $12 for them, sold them for $26. And this is a lot of these rhinestone or crystal beaded cluster earrings. I just decided to sell a bunch of them together because one pair alone doesn't sell for a whole lot usually. These all came from my mother-in-law, so I paid nothing for them, and I sold the lot for $18. This also came from my mother-in-law. This is a hand-carved shell cameo in a sterling silver heart frame. It's a nice little piece. Cameos do well. Heart-shaped jewelry does well. So I sold this one for $48. It was on a pretty chain too. And these also came from my mother-in-law. This was a lot of rhinestone buckles. They date from the Edwardian period to mid-century. Just a nice little selection there. People like to use these to make jewelry, like make bracelets out of them. And I sold the lot for $35. And this is another knife sale. It's an imperial knife with the celluloid cracked ice handle. The shape of this blade is called a sheep's foot blade. And it dates from the 40s to the 50s, and I paid $3 for that at the flea market, and I sold it for $25. And this is a scarf by Courtney. It's not something I'm familiar with. It's the only one I've ever bought or even ever seen, so I guess it's not a super desirable designer, but it is a really beautiful 100% silk scarf, really nicely made, probably from the 1980s. And I paid $3 for that, and I sold it for $12. And that had been sitting around a really long time too, so I was happy to see it find a new home. And this is a Victorian quad plate silver plate creamer from Derby company. This antique silver plate used to sell for more. It was an auto buy for me for a long time until I realized it wasn't selling as well as it used to. But this one I thought had a particularly pretty pattern on it. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe you can find a better picture of it. Yeah, it has like windmills and all kinds of cool stuff on it. There's a lighthouse and very Victorian, very pretty. And I paid $7 for that at the flea market, and I sold it for $21. And these are some small precision engineering tools. These I paid nothing for because they once belonged to my father, and I ended up with them. It's kind of sad to sell them, but I have many of his tools that I haven't sold, so I can't keep everything. And so I sold those for $14. And this is a park lighter. Comes from the 1940s, has a nice Art Deco machine-etched design. I got this for $2 at the flea market and sold it for $12. It was not in the greatest condition. And this is a gold painted picture frame. I used the tag Hollywood Regency because all that kind of ornate gold stuff that was popular in the 50s is having a resurgence in popularity. And I paid, where did it go? I paid $3 for that. I believe I got that at the thrift store and sold it for $15. This is an antique straight razor from Wade & Butcher of Sheffield, England. It came in a period box, although the box was not the original box for this razor. It was at least as old as the razor. It had a horn handle. These razors, even in beat-up condition, can sell pretty well. So if you can pick one up for a good price, I paid $10 for this one and sold it for $34. In really good condition, they can sell for, you know, 3 figures. And this is a little crystal Aurora Borealis crystal heart necklace. You can tell I've had this for a while because the picture is just abominable. Really bad case, bad picture taking. And let's see, I paid $2 for that. Not sure where I got it. I've had it for so long. And I sold it for $12. This is just a little puzzle from the 1950s, little number puzzle called the 15 puzzle. And I paid $2 for that at the flea market, and I sold it for $15. And this, I think, is the last of the poker chips. These are cardboard poker chips, so they don't sell for very much. And I was just wanting to get rid of them, and I paid nothing for these. This was a bunch of stuff that came from my mother-in-law a long time ago. And I sold them for $3 whole, plus shipping at least. But all my things are plus shipping. I don't do free shipping. And this is a 1930s, probably check-made rhinestone pin in the shape of a stylized safety pin with lots of colors. It was really hard to photograph all the colors in this brooch. Not the best photo I ever took. Let's see, I paid $3 for that at the flea market and sold it for $14. And this is a brass coat rack with a rose theme, oops, that I got at the flea market for, back here, come back here, there we go. I bought it for $5 and I sold it for $28. It was a nice little piece. A lot of people looked at that and hearted it before it got bought. And let's see, what else do we have? And this came from my mother-in-law. This is a sterling silver brutalist style pendant necklace. Really unusual design on this. It has an amethyst slab as a really pretty stone with this kind of freeform frame around it, and it had 2 faceted amethysts up there, and I sold that for $36. And the last item is this Coro bracelet and earring set. This is orange thermoset, also called Moon Glow, very modernist, mid-century modern. Got that from my mother-in-law, and I sold it for $22. So the numbers add up like this. My total gross sales were $426 for the week. I have to take my fees out of that, but all of the postage is paid for by the customers. And for all of those items that sold, I paid out $70. So, I didn't do the math, but whatever the difference between $426 and $70, that's how much I made. I guess it would be $356, something like that, if I'm doing the math correctly in my brain. And that is all I have to tell you. I will be back soon with a haul video from the flea market. And, oh, I did want to apologize for my kind of croaky voice. I have had a really bad cold. I'm finally more or less over it, but I was flat on my back in bed for about 3 days. It was one of the worst colds. It may have even been the flu. I don't know. But it was the kind where you have a fever and you're sweating one minute and shivering the next and achy and ugh. It was really a bad one. So I even had my shop closed for a couple of days because I just couldn't deal with anything. But anyway, I am back with the living now, and hopefully going to get caught up on my videos soon. So thanks for watching. If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up button. I would really appreciate it. And comment and subscribe if you haven't. And oh yes, my store is vintagedazzle.etsy.com if you ever want to pay me a visit. And I will see you soon. Thanks. Bye.